Hi, John Marshall, the Drill Master. I have Xavier High School's armed color guard now. And yes, Max, okay. So sorry if there's some noise in the background. The dogs won't let me close the door and they won't leave my side now. So anyway, let's got volume up. All right, let's get to this performance. Oh boy. I apologize for this. So what I notice here as they're standing. So, Commander, why did you turn your head and then give the command? And actually, why did you give the command at all? So, I know it's probably going to screw up it, create a lag in there. But why did you do that at all? Why did you turn your head first? I mean, nerves, maybe confusion. Don't know exactly, but not only that, but why did you give at close interval dress right dress? So, commander's supposed to step up and fall in, and then give the team fall in. So when the team falls in, they get their dress and their distance, and then that's it. You don't give at close interval dress right dress. You don't give attention. Nothing else. You've done it. You've finished. All right. So this is the incorrect grip, having the thumb in front. However, these are garbage staffs, or not staffs. Well, actually, your staffs are wrong. But the harness socket, I can't stand these. Absolutely can't stand them. Now that's a personal thing for me. They're authorized, and you're fine. I'm that's not a consideration. This is what you need, because there's room for your thumb behind here, and that's really where your thumb should be. The thumb in front grip. I know that, and even teams with that harness socket, teams will do the thumb in front because of the drawings, the ridiculous drawings in the training circular, and they're just they're maddening when you look at them. Anyway, so yeah, wrong staffs, and I'll see what the finials look like in just a minute. But you should have. Been a little while since I've done a color guard video, and there you go. So flat silver army spearhead, light ash wood guidon staff. How do we know that we're supposed to use those? All services use them. They're in every single every single drill and ceremonies manual. Whether it's a drawing like the Marine Corps order, or the training circular, or photos. It's a guidon staff. The guidon staff, the flag staff, same thing. There's just the same thing used for different purposes. Alrighty. And of course, it's going to lag, but we'll see. Wow, it's massive this time. I really apologize for that. So should be marching at 120. Oh, I forgot to mention, and I'll mention it right now, and I won't stop. So the right rifle guard, your belt's too low. Your belt needs to be over the third bottom, the second bottom from the button, third button down. So the your movements need to start with that left foot. Left wheel march, full right step, and then get into that half step turn. That head drop is definitely way too exaggerated. So good techniques so far. So the staff is not supposed to be at waist level. And again, the head drop, that's an overly exaggerated head drop, and just not necessary. So putting your head down, just slightly, that's going to be okay. Oh, you have the school flag. Oh, that's cool. So but you didn't finish the unfurling. So, boy, I'm going to have to pause and go back. Crud. I hope it doesn't really screw up everything here. Oh, all right. So not. So the staff needs to be under the armpit. You're supposed to be at present guide on a similar similar position. Amazingly, there are several positions that are just the same with minor differences for the staffs. For either guide on or flag staff. Anyway, so both of your hands should be in front of your shoulder, not holding the staff back here, but holding that, and then you're able to furl and then unfurl easily with a consistent, constant unrolling. A lot of teams will, kind of stop and do that, and that's not appropriate. It should be a constant unfurl or furl. Anyway, when you and the side hand, the hand slap at the side there, not appropriate. So yeah, and so that's what you're doing. So you're twisting with just the one hand, at which your hands are separated, so it's a little bit difficult to do that, and that you're carrying it so low. So twisting with just the one hand, not a good idea. It really should be a smooth unfurling motion, and not that halted, stilted type of twisting there. Now, as you're rolling, you should be rolling. It's not a let's go back here. I don't want to watch here. You don't undo and then raise, and then undo and raise again. It honestly, it should be, since I can go into a little bit of flag history, but that's not necessary. So you should be here again under the armpit, and you should be unfurling and then raising, 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 and then you halt when you're completely unfurled with the spade flat. Once it's there, then you're going to come up to carry. And you didn't do that, so you didn't raise with the spade flat. And I'm not exactly sure. So the school flag, we can call that the organizational flag. That's good. A school flag, is completely unfurled. Oh no, it's not. No, it's unfurling. So you didn't do it. Okay. It's still you can see it unwind, unfurl while it's at carry, and that's not appropriate. So I want to see the I apologize. So it looks like, yeah, I apologize for that. I heard a knock, but it was one of the dogs. So you're holding the cases like this, and you should be, I'm going to go back, sorry, and you should be holding them like this so that you can come across, grab your sling. So once you grab that sling, pull on it so that your rifle is horizontal. Just holding, and I know you left guard, you had a little bit of an issue getting the sling there, but before you turn, you can fold, and then hold and pull down on the sling, then both of you come back, and nothing says you can't do that. That's all about folding the sling, getting prepared to then turn and render honors to the flag. So pulling on your sling and then taking that hand, dropping it to the side here like this, and then present arms, you reach, salute, order arms, drop with a cupped hand all the way down, and then come back and yeah, come up and then drop there. So yeah, and you've got flat hand there, you're not cupping, but also you dropped. So you drop the hand. It should be reach and then salute. Don't drop your hand. That's not the technique. And so I don't understand why you're doing that. You're taking your, so you've got your hands like this. You're grabbing your sling, and then you're taking both hands and smacking them to your sides like that. There, smacking to your sides, and then moving on. That's just not that's not really, hey Max, that's not what you're supposed to do. So you should be, you lower your head and then move your hands from those positions. Okay, dropping your hands and smacking them at your sides, especially flat, isn't appropriate, isn't necessary. And you're holding the sling, and you're holding the sling for a reason, so you don't come to attention by dropping that right. It's just not necessary. So it looks like you have 3x4 flags, and and there goes the American flag. It's unfurling some more. So you never finished unfurling, at which you really should have done. And so we've got the decent technique here for good for. So I'm not a fan of the thumb. I know you can do it. It's either or. I'm not a fan. I much prefer the wrapped. It just looks like you need a ride later on after the performance. So you've got, now me, colors and I don't get along. So I don't know if that's silver or if it's gold tone. You have gold tone right here, gold colored. Anyway, you know, incorrect staffs, and you really need that flat silver spearhead, but the middle screw joint also needs to be silver. And so those staffs, the staffs that are brown with the middle, that gold tone middle screw joint, those are for office display only. And actually they're not really even for military office display. They're for civilian offices, organizations. I once had an instructor say, well, but the Pentagon, the Pentagon is its own animal. The Pentagon creates whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants. So you're executing flanks instead of the face in march. And not your fault. You probably were scored properly here as far as the flanks go. But competitions like this are just not understanding that the colors reverse is a series of faces in marching. A face in march is only executed on the right platform, the right foot platform, so that the platform is the ball of the foot and everything forward. That's how we execute pivots. So you're going to pivot to the left, to the right on the inside foot. You're going to take that right foot, pivot, and then bring the left around for that first step. And then for pivoting to the left, it's a left flank, but it's also called a face in march. So all of your pivots there need to be the face in march. And your tempo is a bit slow. And then you speed up in the colors reverse, so that is also an issue. Then see you slow down, and your arm swing is massively out of whack here. You know, left guard, you're going way to the front, and it's 9 to the front, 6 to the rear, measured from the center of the trouser leg. Here's Max again. So the exaggerated arm swing's definitely not necessary. Mark time looked good. So, but when you halt, don't stomp. Don't get ultra rigid so that your body bounces. It should be just a normal step, just like every other mark time step. That was good. So parade rest. You're doing fine here. Guard, you really should be wrapping your fingers around the rifle, but there's an argument to be made for bringing the right hand up like I have it right here. So pull raid, rest, and then you bring the right hand up. Why? Because it's part of the guide-on manual of the staff. It's the same principle here of holding on to the staff, although for guide-on you would fully extend the arm. For colors staff, you're not going to extend it at all. So there is the argument to be made that you should do that. However, historically, it's never been done. It's never been shown, really, in the manuals. And I just there's a couple of drawings, the previous version, I think maybe even in this version, that it looks like that's the position. Although, you know, the images really need to be much better to really discern the actual technique. But here, you know, I don't. So it's colors, attention. Color guard is an Air Force term, unfortunately, that's used. So for you, it's going to be colors halt and colors attention. So don't look down. Don't look down at all. When you're bringing the staff up, you're going to bring it up. Put your left hand, bring the staff up, and your left hand up. Put your left hand on the staff. Feel for the lower ferrule. Place it in the socket, and then you don't have to look down. You're at attention. You shouldn't look down. So, and don't stomp for your mark time or half step. Your half step really should be, and you have a toe strike or even a whole foot strike for that half step going through the wheels. It really should be a heel strike. I know it looks odd having the end guard either one marking time with the toe strike, but everybody really else should be executing that heel strike. I'd like the TC rewritten in that instance to allow for the toe strike so that everybody would be uniform for that technique. Judges think that they have to return this salute a lot of times, and I'm so glad she didn't. It's all about the good. Your wheels are good, except for it doesn't look like the guard is moving forward in a small arc. You know, the guard really needs to be in place. Well, you know, it does look like there's a small arc from the left guard for left wheel. I'm not sure. So uniformity of technique in your mark time step still, you know, shouldn't be stomping, but you're letting the foot hang is good. It is uniform, and then also the foot rise is the same. So on that present arms, you really present arms, pop. It needs to come out in one count, and with those staffs, that middle screw joint there can really, it's just a tiny little nail in there, and that middle screw joint can be just so awkward to use, and it looks like there's a kind of a wobble in there. There is. I can see it right there as you did the turnaround for colors reverse there. A little bit of a lag there, a sag in the line, and you turned in an arc. Okay, so take 8 counts. I could see what you're doing here for both of the wheels. So this is an easy explanation for both of the wheels. Left wheel, march. Okay, one more step, go into it right here. That's where this left foot, then for the left wheel, that left step is where the left guard doesn't move. Left guard stays right on that tiny little dot there. Okay, take 8 steps, all 8 steps to move around that 90-degree turn. All right, then give forward march. So it's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 forward march right away. Don't allow the team to continuously mark time, Commander. Then on the right wheel, it's right wheel march, left step here. That's the first one. So right into that step is that first step of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That's where the right rifle guard doesn't move. And then after the 8 counts, forward march. You break it down systematically so that you can know exactly what's going on. All 4 team members know exactly what they're doing throughout those 8 steps, and then 8 or 9, depending on which direction you're going, whether it's the extra step and then the go, or it's march and then go right into it. That's my suggestion. Obviously, you don't have to do that at all. You can do whatever you'd like. I just, from my experience, it's worked best for me. So the let's say my hands or the belt. I think we can agree that with my pink rag here, this is a much better look for the cases rather than this, and having it out of whack and stuffed and the strings hanging and all that stuff. So if you can tuck in so that it's square on top, square on the bottom, I know it takes a little extra effort, but honestly, paying attention to these tiny little details is really going to work well for you. It's going to give an impression to the judges that you are paying attention to these little details. So you can see here, belts right across at the between. I said at the third, so in between the third and fourth button. I apologize for that. So in between there, not down here, not over your uniform belt, and I don't mean above, I mean over, like that. So you see how you're stomping there? Nice coordinated effort on the order. I appreciate that. Nicely done. Good job. I appreciate that very much. That was a good display of the color guard performance. You have to tighten up in a couple of places, but still, I really think that was very well done. I can see evidence of training, and then also a lot of practice. Need some more, but who doesn't, really? We're looking for levels of excellence, not perfection. There's always something that we can do a little bit better every single time. So thank you very much. I hope my words are helpful.